Hey, also, any of you that have been watching our YouTube channel know I like debunking cruise myths. So today we're going to debunk a bunch of them together instead of me doing them by myself. I feel like I'm taking all the fun from Cheryl. So, cruise myth number 1.
What?
Cruise vacations are expensive.
Oh, is that sweet?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. How much does a cruise cost? Anywhere from $100 to $200 per person per day, but it includes your room, includes almost unlimited food, includes show activity, pools, and kid clubs, and it includes visits to multiple ports of call. That being said, it's not all inclusive.
I'm
just saying.
We say it was all inclusive? No, it's absolutely not all inclusive.
Just with anything else, you can get upcharges to do a lot of stuff: internet, drink packages, so forth and so on. But again,
find me another vacation where for one rate you get everything we just mentioned: the room, the food, the shows, the activities, the pools, the kids club, the ports of call.
Okay, but some cruises and their fares actually include flights.
Yes.
So that's,
right. Yeah. Some of them include drink packages and Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Some of them include excursions. So,
again, ship and sails. Different.
Cruise myth number 2. Cruises are just for old people.
Oh, no.
Now, according to my children, we are old people. But
well, he's older than me.
if you actually go on a cruise, you are literally going to see people on board from 1 month old to 101 years old and everything in between.
Yep.
You're going to have married folks with kids. You're going to have singles. If you go on a cruise in March or April, you're going to have 800 college students on board. There's something for everyone on a cruise ship.
Absolutely.
Different ships, different lines for different types of people, different activity levels, different luxury levels. So no, they're not just for old people.
Different ships, different lines, different people. Yeah.
You feel better now?
Okay. Because you just ramble sometimes.
Cruise myth number 3. Cruising means going to beaches in the Caribbean.
Yes and no.
Where else do cruises go, dear?
Antarctica.
Uh-huh.
Iceland.
Uh-huh.
Alaska.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about Alaska. Get it? Anywho, Caribbean cruises are very popular, especially for first-time cruises. Cruises set sail to, Alaska, Europe, Canada, and New England, Australia, Asia, South Pacific, South America, and more.
Literally almost anywhere in the world.
For everybody.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say you can literally go almost anywhere in the world on a cruise.
A cruise is an amazing way to travel with the convenience of unpacking only once.
That's my number 1 most favorite thing. I love being able to get in the room.
Yeah.
But that's me. And I'm talking, so I'm allowed, right?
Unpack when you get home too, so there's that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Cruise myth number 4. Cruises are boring.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, depending upon what ship you go on, what cruise line you go on, there are water slides, surf pools, mini golf, zip lines, rope courses, bumper cars, ice skating, go-karts, basketball tournaments, poker tournaments, and that's just basically the outdoor activities. So, my opinion,
people watching. Yeah. You can't get enough people watching.
Onboard entertainment, including comedians, illusionists, original shows, Broadway shows, multiple types of live music daily, lectures, trivia contests, guest participation games, love and marriage.
Yeah. What was it? The hypnotist.
There was a hypnotist on. Yeah. So if you're bored on a cruise line,
and plays,
you're choosing to be bored.
Musicals.
Okay. If you want to be bored and just relax, cool.
I'm down.
No problem. But don't not go on a cruise because you think it's going to be boring.
No.
I've never met anybody who's actually been on a cruise and been bored the whole time. I did meet one person, but she wanted to be bored.
Anyway,
cruise myth number 5.
Cruises have you on a tight schedule. Depends. I mean, really, but there are a ton of things to do if you want to do it. It's a relaxing activity. That's your choice. That's what vacations are for. I'm all about that.
If you want to relax, you can relax. If you want to do stuff, you can do stuff. If you want to literally have something planned from 6 a.m. until 1 a.m.,
That's not me.
you can do that.
Things change.
If you want to have nothing planned from 6 a.m. till 1 a.m.,
that's more like me.
You can do that.
Yeah, because you just never know how drunk somebody's going to get and have to go back to
I know you ain't pointing me.
I point at me.
All right. Cruise myth number 6. Cruise ships are like malls at sea.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the ship designs these days have a promenade space, arguably like, I think it's the 5th deck on most Oasis class ships. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it kind of feels like a street plaza. Like, you're walking down the street and there's a shop on this side and a restaurant on that side. And there's a bar over here and there's a... all
right, we get the point. There's plenty of things to do.
Yeah, so malls at sea is what we're talking about. And yes, I can kind of understand why somebody would think that, but okay, if you don't want to go on a cruise because you think it's a mall at sea, okay,
I'll be honest with you, some of those prices are amazing though.
If you're afraid that a ship might feel too large, consider a smaller ship. There are still a ton of mid-size and small ships available in every major cruise line. You don't have to go on that mega ship. It's okay.
I'll tell you though, it was intimidating, the Allure, because it was my first cruise, and I didn't realize it. And then we went on the adventure, and it was the New England cruise, and how small it felt because it was so cold. Everybody was inside, and then we went on in December to ABC, and how it felt so much bigger. Yep. So there's something there for everybody. Go ahead.
Cruise myth number 7: you will get seasick on a cruise.
Not everybody. I did.
Less people get seasick on cruises than the public perception is. Cruise ships today have technology built in to make that sailing much smoother. They've got stabilizers. They've got this, that, and the other thing. If you're worried that you're going to get seasick, go see your doctor before you get on the cruise. Get a prescription for a seasick patch or some pills, and get yourself a midship room. Now, midship is literally front to back in the middle, but also top to bottom in the middle. You don't want to be on the 14th deck or the first deck. You want to be 6, 7, 8, 9, right in there. Doing that and being in the middle, front to back, you're going to feel the least amount of motion.
Now, that being said, though, cruise ships try to avoid at all costs any storms. Rough seas. Yep. They can't control that. So there is a chance that you may hit a rough sea. Wait and see. Go ahead.
Be prepared. Bring something on board. Mm-hmm. Some preventatives from your doctor or some natural
homeopathic.
Remedies. You don't want to be, if you can avoid being seasick, you want to avoid it. Cruise myth number 8: cruise ships are unsafe.
I never felt unsafe. But cruise lines take passenger safety very seriously and have measures in place to assure everyone's security. All cruise passengers must attend the mandatory muster drill, which we've spoken about a million times, which gives you safety information in case there is ever an emergency. Mm-hmm. Cruise ship staff also goes through the variety of emergency training sessions during your cruise vacation.
That way they're prepared for almost any eventuality.
Yes. Myth number 9: a cruise is a booze cruise. It's not, but you can drink heavily. Anywho.
Well, okay, there are certain times of year and certain lengths of cruises that do tend to be more of a booze cruise. So 3-night cruises, 4-night cruises out of southern Florida in late March and April. Okay, if you go on one of those, you're probably going to have somewhere between 600 and 1,000 college kids on spring break on board who just want to party.
But you also have to remember that there are people older than that want to party as well. It's their vacation. So that's how I feel.
Okay. All right.
Am I debunking anything? I don't think so. I'm thinking I'm making
No, you're kind of doing the opposite. So I'm still trying to debunk whatever you're saying.
Okay.
If you're worried about that and you don't want to be on a cruise with a bunch of drunks, 2 things you can do. One is choose a longer sailing. most college students or young people in general don't have the time to do a 9, 12, 14 night cruise. Okay. So if you pick a longer cruise, you're more likely to have a more mature crowd on board. The other option would be to choose a family cruise line or a premium cruise line. Family cruise line being like Disney. Okay. Premium cruise line, Holland America, Cunard, even up into the seaborne level of cruise ships. Excuse me. Most younger people or most people who all they want to do is get drunk aren't going to spend the extra money required for a luxury cruise line, basically. So, cruise myth number 10, and this one kind of surprised me. I was googling this a little bit. Cruising isn't traveling. I don't get that.
Moving and not in the same spot. You're traveling. Regardless.
Well, I mean, okay, you get on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
you unpack once,
Yeah.
as I love,
Yeah.
and the ship leaves the port, and then next day or the day after, you stop in a Caribbean island or a Mediterranean port or I don't know, New Zealand, and then the next day you're in a different port. And then the next day, you're in a different port. Here's an example. Booked a customer recently on a 12-day Mediterranean cruise. They're starting in Barcelona. They're stopping in Rome. They're stopping in Florence. They're stopping in Pompeii, Cannes, Santorini, Athens, Ephesus, and Turkey. How can you say that a cruise is not traveling? That one I call BS. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Any other cruise myths that you want to undebunk or you want to talk about on this video?
No.
Okay. So now that we've debunked a bunch of cruise myths, check out this video we did on some tips and tricks on how to make that cruise more memorable.